Okay,
I
she's
don't
back.
know.
Don't worry, she's back.
Okay.
All right, welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh God.
All right, as a quick recap, let's do a quick recap before we proceed. For those of us that are here. All right, so let me just type it in the chat section what we have done so far. All right, so first thing we did, who can remind me? Who can remind me what was the first thing we did?
We log in.
All right, so go to co.org,
Ma, which course?
log in. Once you have logged in, go to course catalog.
Which course are we in?
Come down. Go to course catalog. Once you're in course catalog, click on hour of code or scroll down to
Okay.
hour of code. Scroll down to hour of code. Okay, after that, click on view more. Alright, please your microphones, mute your microphones. Alright, click on view more, then scroll down to Flappy code. Yes, so we are currently working on Flappy code. So we are in lesson 3 or puzzle 3 right now. All right. So the instruction says, can you mute your mic? Right. All right. So puzzle 3 says the when one block allows you to run the code when your game starts. So try setting the level speed and flapping to the target. Okay. So when run, what do I want to do? I want to set speed. Okay. I want to set my speed. All right. What speed should I give? Normal. Okay. Normal speed. All right. Then when click, what should happen? Flap. All right. So now let's do that. All right. How many of us were able to do that? So let me replay that quickly. So when run, set speed to normal. So that's what you want to drag. Set speed to normal. All right. So now let's play the code. All right. Good. Good. Right. So now let's continue to puzzle 4. Puzzle 4. Okay. So Flappy will fly through obstacles unless you write the code to make him crash. Okay, so what should happen when Flappy hits an obstacle? That's what we want to set now. So when Flappy hits an obstacle, what happen? All right, so it says here, your code needs to end game when Flappy crashes into some set of pipes. So when hits an obstacle, what should happen? End game. End game. End game. Now let's run that and see. Let's run that and see how it works. Let's run that and see how it works. All right, so if you're still in puzzle 2, just skip ahead to puzzle 4. Click on puzzle 4 at the top here so you meet up with where we are right now. Okay, so click puzzle 4 at the top so you follow us as we go. All right, so when hit an obstacle, what should happen? End game. All right, so let's run. All right, so if I hit an obstacle, what should happen? Game over. Good. So that is what we have to do. So when I hit an obstacle, like this pipe, for example, when I hit the pipe, game over. Now let's move to puzzle 5. So what we're dealing with here are called events. Events. In coding, it's called what? Events, right? So certain things happen when certain things happen. Okay, so when I do this, what should happen? When I do this, what should happen? So that's why you're seeing a lot of when. Okay, so when run, when I pass an obstacle, when I click, what should happen? Okay, so now if I pass an obstacle or when I pass an obstacle, what should happen? I should be able to score a point when I pass an obstacle. So remember in puzzle 4, it says when I hit an obstacle, I should end game. Okay, but now if I pass the obstacle, what should happen? Okay, I should score a point. I should score a point. So now let's see that. Let's run that. So click on run. All right, so let's try to pass an obstacle. All right, so yes, we're able to pass an obstacle without hitting the obstacle. All right, so score a point. Score a point. So let's replay. All right, so when I pass an obstacle, score a point. Very good. Score a point. Very good. So if you don't understand any of the puzzles, okay, don't worry. I would still take a recap. I would share these videos with us. I would still send in screenshots on the Telegram group until we understand. And we'll do a lot of activities before the next class. Okay? So let's continue to puzzle 6. To puzzle 6. To puzzle 6. All right, so see if you can score a point after making Flappy flap either a small or a large amount. Okay. All right, so when click, flap a normal amount. When click, flap a normal amount. That's all we need to add here. All right, flap a normal amount. So just drag it under when click. Just drag it under what? When click. So now let's see what that does. Okay. All right, so I'm flapping. Very good. Very, very good. All right, so that's all we have to do there. You just drag, flap a normal amount and put it under when click. Now, moving on to lesson 7. Lesson what? Puzzle 7, okay? So it says here, try changing the scene by attaching another block to the when run. So what does scene mean? Okay, the background of your game, okay? the background of your game, right? So they want us to change the background of our game. So what we need to do, we just need to drag set scene, okay? Put it under when run. Put it under what? When run. All right, I want to change our scene. Let's change it to night. City night. Okay. So let's see if it will change. Let's click on run. Yes, so we see that our background has changed. Let's change it to another thing. See that our background has changed. All right, so you can change it to any, okay? You can change it to any background you want, okay? Any background you want for your game. Just go ahead and what? And change it. So let's, okay, someone is muted. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so all right, so this is our scene. So let's just keep tapping. Game over. Oh no. Yes. All right, so it shows that my codes are working. All right. So you see here, when I hit an obstacle, it should end the game. When I hit the ground, it should end the game. When I pass an obstacle, it should score a point. All right, so let's try to pass an obstacle. Be careful, be careful. Yep, ouch. And I hit an obstacle again. All right, let's try again. I want to see if I can score. Like, ouch. Just 1 point. All right. So let's see. Let me try one more time. Still 1 point. I will be able to pass this first 5. But don't worry, we'll continue and we'll get a chance to play this game, okay, before we leave today. So let's continue. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. So click on continue. All right, Emanuela, I asked you to click on the lesson we are on right now. Okay, click on the lesson we are on. We are currently on lesson 8, so just click on number 8 at the top here. All right, so count the number of circles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and click on number 8 and try to follow us. Okay, click on number 8 and try to continue from where we are right now. So later on, you can go through this video to see all of the lessons you will puzzles. All right, so let's run it. So on lesson 8, let's see.
Ma, we cannot get the course.
Okay, who's that?
Zoya Ayotunde.
All right, Zori. So don't worry, you have to hold on. I'll send the instructions once again to the Telegram group. I'll send it to the Telegram group once we are done with today's class. All right.
Okay, ma.
All right.
Thank
So for lesson 8, all right. So it says you can set visuals anytime, not just when the game starts. Okay, not just when the game starts. So it says we can set what the background looks like at any word at any time. So try setting a random scene when other events happen. For example, when you pass an obstacle. Okay, so when I pass an obstacle, what should happen? When I pass an obstacle, let's try to change the scene. So when I pass an obstacle, score a point and set scene to underwater. Okay, so let's run this. So what I did was just I set my scene, all right, to another thing when I score a point. So let's click on run and see, and let's try to score a point and see if our scene will change. Game over. Right, let's keep trying. Yes. So you see here that my point changed, my background changed when I scored a point. Let's try that one more time. Okay. Keep trying. I want to score at least 2 points. Why am I only ending at 1 point? Now it's
I do not get it.
all right. What you want to do? Terminal, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what we did here is we added sets in. Okay. So when you pass an obstacle and you score a point, what should happen? Set your scene to another scene. Okay. So now what I did, I set it to underwater. So click on run. All right. So when you score a point, your scene should what? Your scene should change. Your scene should what? Should change.
Change.
All right.
But I did not get it.
All right. Have you scored a point? Were you able to score a point?
I only got 1 point.
Okay. Did your scene change?
Yes.
All right. All right. So if your scene
1
change,
point.
all right. Yes. So we're not finished yet. I think there's still something we need to do to ensure that we can get more and more points. All right, let's move on. All right, I want us to still be able to. Yay. All right, so I got 2 points correctly. I got 2 points correctly. Very good. All right, let's set scene to random. Okay, Temiola, set your scene.
Okay, ma'am.
Make it random. All right, change it to what?
Okay.
Random.
Random.
Let's now try it again. Let's start. All right, yes. So exactly. So it says here, as I said, we have to follow instructions. Try setting a word random.
Random.
Yes, that was what we missed. Okay, that was what we missed. Right. So let's play it one more time. All right, random. Good. So let's continue to puzzle 9. Puzzle 9. So about finishing up our game, our Flappy Bird game. All right, so it says to mix things up, when eating an obstacle, instead of ending the game, try setting the score back towards to 0. set the score back to 0. So when hit an obstacle, what should happen? Set the score to what? 0. Set the score to 0. Set the score to 0. Let's do that. So now instead of saying game over when I hit an obstacle, it sets my, oh, it's the same game over. All right, that's all right. Let me. All right. So if I hit an obstacle, it sets my score to what? 0. If I hit an obstacle, you see, I have 1, then later I have 0. All right, it sets my score to 0. Instead of saying game over, it sets my score back to what? 0. So now the final puzzle 10 here, that would help us create our own game. All right, so creating our own word game, our own game. Now let's start. Are we ready? Are we ready?
Yes.
I want to hear our excitement. Okay, so let's start from the top. So for those of you that have missed, right, so if you can just skip ahead to lesson 10, all right, so we're going to create the game again from scratch, all right. So when I click on run, what should happen? So the first thing is let's set our scene. Okay, you should set a scene to what you can choose anything that you want, anything that you want. Okay, anything that you want. All right. Now you can also change the player you have. All these things are optional. Okay. Oh, I don't want to see this yellow bird. I want to see a red bird. Or I want to see a spaceship. Or I want to see a fish. So any player you want on your game, you can set it. So I'll just choose a red bird. Okay. Now what next? Let's set our obstacle. Set obstacle. All right. So before we have pipe. Okay, you can change it to any other thing you want. Okay, any other thing you want. All right. So we see here our scene is what? Night. Our player is what? Red. Then you can set your obstacle to whatever you want. So I'll use pipe. Okay. What next? We need to set a what? A large gap. Let's set a large gap between our pipes so that we don't keep eating the pipes every time. So we don't keep eating the pipes every time. So set a large gap. All right. So that's going to be the space between your pipes. All right. A large gap. A large gap. The next thing we want to do is set our speed. So you can set the speed if you want to be very slow or very fast. But right now we're going to use normal speed. Normal speed. All right, that's what should happen. Okay, when I click on run, yeah, all the instructions you should do.
I don't understand.
Okay, so when I click on run, the first thing I want to do is set scene. Okay, so set scene, set your scene.
Okay.
The next thing you want to do is to set your player. All right, so just look for
Okay.
set player, and drag it in there. Another thing we want to do is
Okay.
our obstacle. Set the obstacle. All right. So you can choose the obstacle you want.
Okay.
Choose the obstacle you want. Also, you can set the gap. What's the size of the gap I want to see within my pipe, within my obstacle? What's the size of the gap? Do you want it very small? Do you want it very large? So just set your gap. Okay. Another thing you want to set,
Okay.
immediately I click on one, is the speed. You know, in some games you start from there's slow, there's difficult, there's normal, right? So we want to set the speed to a normal, right? So as we continue in the game, okay, you can decide to increase the speed. You can decide to what, to increase the speed. Okay, so that's for when run. Now, when click, when click, what should happen? So when
I'm done with everything.
click, what happen? So when click, let's want to flap. Want to what? Flap. Flap a normal amount. Flap a normal amount. Flap a normal amount. Okay. So want to flap. Also want to play a sound. Play what? A sound. Want to play a sound. All right. So so you know, typical
Okay.
games now, when things happen like sounds will be playing in the game. Yes. So that's what we want to do here. So what are the other things? Okay, so when I hit the ground, can someone remind me of what happens? What should happen when I hit the ground? Someone please tell me.
End game.
End game, excellent. End game, very good. Okay, so what up when I hit an obstacle? What should happen? Anybody? When I hit an obstacle, what should happen? Someone help me out. When I hit an obstacle, what should happen?
End game.
End the game.
Score will be 0.
Excellent. Yeah, so you can choose whichever one you want. It's either you end the game or you set your score to 0. All right, so you can use any one of the three. Don't use the two together, okay? So choose one. Which one do you want for your game? Do you want to end the game, or do you want to set the player score to what, to 0, right? To 0. So choose whichever one you want. So for me, I'm going to choose end game.
Okay.
I'm going to choose end game. I can change it later, but for now, let's see end game. Then also, when I pass an obstacle, someone tell me what should happen. When I pass an obstacle,
Up.
yes, is someone saying something?
End game.
PowerPoint.
Not end game.
Here's the background.
Change it.
Point.
Yes, that's one. That's something we can do. But I need one important one. Okay, when I pass an obstacle,
A point.
score a point. Excellent. Give yourself a round of applause. So score a point. Score a point. Yes. You can also change your background whenever you score a point. So yes. So those are like the different things. So we don't run out of time again. So let us play our game. Let us play our game. So I want each and every one of us to. So we're going to play our games together. So you're going to tell me your scores at the end of your game. What did you score? Okay. So are we ready? Am I waiting?
Yes.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes. Any other person?
Yes.
Okay. So yes. Let's play our game. All right. So let's see. Okay. Everyone. My goodness. No.
I got mine.
How many? 9. Wow. All right. Now to try.
I got mine.
Okay. So let's keep trying.
I got 0.
Got 1. All right. So keep playing. Keep playing. I want to see the first person to reach a score of 10. First person to reach a score of 10. No cheating.
11.
Everybody. Let's see a score of what? A 10.
Auntie Dami, I mistakenly pressed finished.
Mistakenly press finish. Okay, all you have to do is click
Yes.
okay. From your browser you see this back arrow here. Can you see what I'm pointing to?
Okay.
All right, so just click on it.
Yes.
All right, it should take you back to lesson 10. All right, did it take you back?
Yes.
All right, good. So let's keep playing our game. We want to see who would get to a score of 5 or a score of 10. Still, mine is still 4. Anybody? Has anybody gotten 5? Score of 5?
No.
Yes.
You have to keep playing. All right. So think of this as, oh, I've created a game. Now I'm playing a game. Okay. All right. So let's keep playing. Let's keep playing our game. I still have one. I know you love playing games, so you should be gurus at this. You should be very good at playing this game. Does anyone have a score of 5? Score of 5? Anybody?
No.
Yes.
Who said yes?
Me.
Yes.
I think it's pretty. A score of 5.
Yes.
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 I need to get to 5 or 10. I need to get to
11. I have 11.
You have 11. Take a screenshot. Make sure you take a screenshot. I want to see it. I always have prizes. All right, let me play one more time. Out. Let's start playing. Then the game over. All right, so let's play it one more time. A score of 2. All right. So so this is it. You can, when you get to this page, you will see share your game. Okay. So you can copy this code and share it to your friends. Let your friends play your game that you have created. Right? So you can copy this code, all right, and share it with your friends so that your friends can play this game as well. So you guys will compete to see, okay, who scored the highest and all of that. All right. You can also make some changes to your settings. Okay, for instance, all right, I want to go back. All right, going back, I'll show you again. Okay, so yeah, in lesson 10. All right, so copy and share with your friends. You can also send to phone. Send to then you can scan this code with your phone camera. All right, let me scan this code with my phone camera. Go to your phone camera and I want to see what will happen. Nothing is happening. I'm trying to scan the code with my phone camera. Yeah, no, taking a picture instead of scanning. All right, so yes, so I've been able to scan it with my phone camera and it's taking me to my game on my phone. It's opening the game on my on my phone. So I don't know how many of you can see this.
Auntie Dami, how do you scan it?
All right, so if you go to your phone camera, all right, go to your phone camera, you would, so I don't know how many of us can see. So this is my phone camera, right? So some phones might not have these settings, but I have this dots here. All right, so I clicked on that, okay, and when I put it as if I want to take a picture of the code, it showed me, all right, it showed me a link. Then I just clicked on that link. And when I clicked on that link, it loaded a page for me, the page of the currency of my game.
Okay.
So I can play the game on my phone. So can we see it?
Okay.
Play the game. I can play the game on my phone. All right, so let's try to do it. So be able to play the game, our own games that we built right now, we'll be able to play it on our phone. Okay, so let's try. You can also share it with your friends. All right, so share it with your friends. Let them also play. And when you are done, click on what? Finish. When you click on finish, it will take you to the certificate page. So you can type in your name and print out your certificate. Type in your name and you'll be able to print out your what? Your certificate. Be able to print out your certificate. So there are always certificates, so there are also games that we'll be building. All right, so for I know a lot of us were not able to complete this. Okay, but yes, as I said, I'll share this video with us, so we would be able to complete it. I'll share this video